How you doing, brothers and sisters? I'm Michelle, and I've been reading from 101 Proofs for the Existence of God. This book was written by Jim Stevens, a really awesome person who has so much to give to others. Yeah. So, look at this. We're almost done with the book. So I'm going to be reading the proof for the existence of God. It's number 80, and it's called Four Fundamental Forces. Scientists say that in the whole vast universe that there are exactly 4 types of forces. Yes, only 4. Pretty amazing, since the universe is so unimaginably huge, over 13.7 billion years old, and variously estimated to be between 27 billion and upwards to 156 billion light years across. NASA says no one knows. And in all the universe, there are only 4 forces. This discussion will examine these forces and argue that they must have all had their origin before the universe began and outside of the universe. Wow, what does that even mean? Let's see what he has to say. Therefore, this discussion will attempt to show that there must be God, because these forces pre-existed the universe and came from some source greater than the universe. Wow. The 4 types of forces are A, gravity; B, electromagnetic forces; and 2 forces inside of atoms; C, the strong nuclear force; and D, the weak nuclear force. Refer to this footnote for a chart of the forces with explanations. Gravity, we're all familiar with. It holds everything together. There is no known limit to how far it reaches. How much you weigh is a measure of the force of gravity between the earth and your body. The strength of gravity between the earth and the moon is estimated at 70 million trillion pounds. If you had to replace it with a long steel pole, you would have to get a pole that is 531 miles in diameter. Think about that. It's hard to even imagine an invisible force that strong. Another amazing thing about gravity is that it is impossible to make a shield against it. Gravity is felt completely right through any known object. Electromagnetic force is the force that exists between all particles with an electric charge. It is the basis for about every modern invention and convenience in our lives. It's hard to think of anything we use that did not have electricity involved in its creation. Also, the very energy that makes up your body and the nerve impulses that move anything, including your heart and brain, are all electromagnetic. Wow. The strong nuclear force holds everything together in the nucleus of atoms, the protons and neutrons. It dominates in nuclear reactions and decaying. Relatively speaking, it is the strongest of all the forces However, it only operates over a very short distance within atoms. Wow, that's the strong nuclear force. The weak nuclear force is responsible for certain types of nuclear decay of particles. Note that there are very, very precise differences in strength between the forces. If any of them were to vary by the tiniest of strengths, the whole universe would just fall apart. Let's ask, where did these four forces come from and when? Is the theory of evolution any help? Absolutely not. It doesn't even get a chance to apply until life has already started and gotten to the stage where it can successfully reproduce using DNA. Did these four forces come about after the origin of the universe? No. Most scientists accept the Big Bang as the starting point of the universe, but without the four forces, there could be no universe. Therefore, the four forces had to exist before the universe when there was nothing. We could try to say they came about at the same instant as the universe exploded into being, but we still have to conclude that the four forces were there somehow before the explosion. Gerald Schroeder, doctorate in physics from MIT, points out these facts in a video referenced in this footnote. You guys got to get this book. Omnipresent is a word usually used in the theological context, as in God is omnipresent. Note that the four forces all could be said to be omnipresent. There is no known place in the universe where they don't operate. There are absolutely everywhere. They are absolutely everywhere, except possibly a vacuum where there are no particles. But even in a vacuum, gravity could still be there. The four forces are not physical or material, but they operate on the physical. All the four forces are also invisible. We can experience or see the effects of the forces, but we cannot see the forces themselves. The universe contains time, space, and matter. The four forces are outside of time, space, and matter, which is very hard to comprehend since we are inside. They operate on or over the universe, but are not affected by the universe. I could also make a case that the four forces are all powerful. No matter what you do, you cannot break or change these forces. You cannot go around these forces, or you can't get outside of these forces. We are, in a way, dominated by the four forces. We are subjects to the laws of nature that exist, but that's a good thing. Without them, we'd be dead. How about eternal? Are the four forces eternal? It's more than likely that they are not going to change as long as the universe continues to exist. And they've certainly been existing since before the universe. That's about as eternal as you can get by definition. The four forces seem to be very godlike. How about infinite? The strong and weak Nuclear forces operate over very short distances, but scientists believe that gravity and electromagnetic forces are infinite. God is often called unchanging or immutable. Are the four forces unchanging? Bingo. We could even say that the four forces are just and fair. Everyone is treated equally by these four forces. You cannot get any fairer than that. I have been describing some of the laws of physics that are outside the realm of materialism and beyond the universe. I believe that you cannot explain these fundamental forces without resorting to there being a creative designer as the cause. The essence of all things is not within this material universe. So Jim says, there must be God. All right. Thank you so much, Jim, for that. We appreciate it. Quite incredible. That needs to be read again, doesn't it? Okay, take care, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well.